So it's not to say I know the right path and you have to follow my path. It's more of just, this is the path that I use to get the results. Do you understand? So like in anything in life, whatever you want to feel, like for example, if you want to feel happy and joyous in an instant, we got to understand that you cannot be serious. Because when we're serious, we're really focused. We're really like, we're serious. This means something. We're very, if it goes wrong, that's not a good thing. Whereas to be happy, there is no wrong. Do you sort of get it? Like, so an easy thing that Sadhguru sort of says and has taught me is that, like, we cannot be happy while we are serious. We can only be happy when we're ridiculous. Because think about it like this in your own life. Like times that you're just laughing and having an amazing time, generally it's quite ridiculous stuff. Look at jokes. If I tell you a serious joke, you may laugh, but it's not like you're not laughing because you're having a good time. Maybe you're laughing because it's a witty joke and it takes a bit to get. But typically the funnier things is when someone accidentally trips and falls and drops a cake in their face. Like something ridiculous happens. You know what I mean? So that's sort of one of the things. So an easy way to understand this, or how to get into a ridiculous state of mind, is to do something ridiculous. So like for me, if I want to shift my state of mind into being happy in an instant, okay, like I use trees a lot because they're everywhere and they're quite easy. So what we do is we got to understand a tree is a form of consciousness, right? So we go up to that tree and we give it a deep and meaningful, sincere thank you for it being alive, and tell it how much we love it. And in the moment that we're telling it this, we just have to realize I'm talking to a tree. And that's the state, and that's the point of ridiculousness that shifts it. Because I'm taking a serious thing where I'm doing a serious, heartfelt, thank you to a tree for all it's given me. And then I'm just realizing I'm talking to a tree. And that's the ridiculousness that puts us into that state of joy. Do you understand? But we can also use our narrative, so our conscious thought, or we can use past experience or past memory. So just think in your own life, and all you do is you just close your eyes and you think back to a moment you were joyous, to a moment you were happy, to a moment you felt over the moon. And what that does is then you start to experience it and you just let it take over, and there you go. So by shutting our eyes and using our visual stimuli or our memory, okay, so for example, if we want to feel love, all I have to do is close my eyes and think of someone that I love, or a moment that I loved in life, or something that I love in life, and I just visualize and feel it as if it's with me, and that feeling will take over. So you can think of kissing someone that you love, caressing someone that you love, hugging, holding, being with someone that you love, and then that feeling will start to take over. And the best part about our brain is our brain only understands in electrical impulses and biochemical responses. So the feelings that you feel, the chemicals that are released are real. Do you see? So that's an important thing is that when we're doing these practices of using our thought and our beliefs and our past experience and memories to alter or affect our biochemical responses, you just got to realize, like when I close my eyes and I think of someone I love and I feel that love is real. My brain doesn't understand if I'm actually holding someone that I love, or if I'm thinking about I'm holding someone that I love, or I'm thinking about a past memory. That's the thing, my brain doesn't understand. So it will release whatever chemicals I allow it to release through directed attention, through perspective. So if I believe that that memory is real and I believe that memory makes me feel love, I will feel love. Do you see? So in any moment in life, you can have whatever you want to have. If you want to lower your stress about financial stresses, think about abundance. Think about, things you're doing to move yourself towards being in a better position, moving towards, getting abundance, and just focus on that. And believe that those actions are going to get you there. Or think of past experiences where you've had abundance. Abundance can be any and everything. Just like success can be any and everything. It doesn't only have to be a financial state, but it can be. Because these are just metrics of description. So, if I believe that, let's say having $10,000 in the bank makes me feel financially stable and financially free, well then I can remember back to a time of having $10,000 in the bank, and I can feel that feeling and put that fear at ease. Now, if I'm just using that memory to put that fear at ease and I'm doing nothing in my life to fix that problem is only ever going to recur. So we have to mirror these practices with actions that we are taking. For example, if I want to feel love, but I'm not taking any action to get love, it's only ever going to progress. It's only ever going to keep coming back, that feeling of lack. So being able to do this it's not a band-aid solution, but just if we're feeling needs for things, if we're feeling desires for things or wants for things, it's because either our mind, our conscious mind, is focusing on it. So if I focus a lot on not having anyone in my life, I'm going to start feeling lonely. If I focus on, missing a certain person, I'm going to feel lonely. If I focus on I have everything that I need, the loneliness will subside. Do you sort of get it? So we have to mirror what we are trying to affect or change in our mind with our biochemical responses with the action or perspective required to overcome them. Does that make sense? So if I'm trying to feel bliss and peacefulness, but I refuse to stop focusing on the negative or the things that stress me, I'll feel bliss and peaceful while I'm doing the activity, and then as soon as I stop, I'll go back to thinking about the negative. Do you see? So we have to match it or mirror it or take some form of action to remedy the situation. If I want to stress less, I just have to stop focusing on things that stress me and start taking actions towards things that make me happy and make me feel less stressed and peaceful. For me personally, that's freedom. Freedom to go be and have whatever I want in life. If I want to travel 500 kilometers to go and see a national park, I can do that. Do you get it? We can do anything in life. Or maybe I have to wait a couple of weeks and save some money to do that trip. Maybe I can go on a shorter trip. in career, if I'm feeling dissatisfied with the role that I'm in or the workplace that I'm in, I can take the actions to look for other jobs, or maybe take the actions to look for a new industry to go into, or something like that. Or I can take the actions to learn new things. Do you see? So it's sort of like, you know, there's freedom in everything that we can do. We are never trapped. But if we allow our mind to think that we are trapped, and we only focus on what stresses us, or what makes us unhappy, or what makes us lonely in life, we're only going to exacerbate that problem. So as I say, don't focus on what you think you want in life, or what you think you need in life. Focus on what makes you happy, what makes you feel successful in your career, what makes you feel free in life, what makes you feel happy in life, what makes you feel love in life, what makes you feel joy in life, what makes you feel peaceful in life, what makes you feel limitless in life. Maybe for you, freedom is going to the beach every day, you know, sitting by the ocean. Maybe that makes you feel peaceful as well. Maybe it's getting out into a park. Maybe it's being around animals. Maybe it's being around family. Like, you just got to work out what are these things for you, and then move towards them. Maybe what makes you feel peaceful in life is security, of having a stable and secure job, you know, a stable and secure position in your industry. Because, for example, like, if we're in our career and our career is important to us, but we're not taking actions to progress in our career, and we're sort of plateauing at one of the lower levels, well, of course we're going to feel anxious and stressed in life, because we're not taking the actions that we want in life. So that's an important thing to understand, is that, you know, maybe it's financial freedom. So maybe it's having a certain amount of income. Maybe it's having, you know, your own property. Maybe it's having, you know, a car. Maybe it's having the little luxuries that you like in life. Like, whatever it is. You know what I mean? If you focus on moving towards them, however that looks for you, you're going to feel more happy in life. But you have to understand and validate yourself for what you actually want in life. Not just what you think other people want you to have, or what you should have, what you actually want. You know what I mean? Otherwise, we fall into these negative traps of addiction. So, like, for example, trying to fill a need through shopping, a shopping addiction. You know, alcoholism, trying to, you know, deal with problems and fill needs through alcohol. Maybe drug addiction. Do you know what I mean? Maybe food addiction. Like, we just got to see that addiction is just trying to fill needs or voids in our life. So we have to be honest with ourselves on what makes us feel happy, because maybe we have the addictions around being around people, or being with people, and we feel like if we don't have someone that you know, we can't cope or handle alone in life. So, like, the other side of that is, whatever makes you scared or nervous in life, or fearful, typically happiness is on the other end of that fear, on the other side of that fear. So by pushing ourselves through fear, or what we perceive to be fearful, generally we find liberation and freedom and empowerment. So that's an important thing, that we don't want to be creating this sedentary life of comfort where we're not pushing ourselves towards what we want, and we're saying that what is in this box is all I want in life. Because that will only make the addictions fuel more and more and more, because those feelings of missing or lack or not having what you want will only grow, and then we have to feed it more. So that's an important thing to understand, is that we have to do internal work where we're looking and seeing, what is it actually that I'm missing and that I want in life. And then we understand, well, this is how I can biohack it so that I can feel it before I get it, while I move towards it, to keep me, emotionally stable, to keep me focused, to fill my needs. Does that make sense? So if we're able to do that, we're able to feel and have whatever we want in life. And just know, the things that we feel like we're lacking, if we're not taking action towards fulfilling them or getting them, it will only progressively get worse. Like the needs will increase. You know what I mean? So we'll need more alcohol every week, or we'll go further when we drink, and we'll get drunker and drunker and drunker, or maybe our behaviour, our actions will go. We've all seen those people, in their late 40s, mid 50s, that don't deal with their emotional states and their emotions, and then when they drink, they can't control their emotions, because the years they weren't doing what they wanted or needed in life, and they kept pushing it aside and not facing whatever it was, meant that they were progressively, their behaviour was becoming worse and worse and worse, because negative behavioural outcomes or behavioural traits are just, they're unresolved emotional issues, because our behaviours are linked to our emotions. We act out our emotions. So if you find yourself acting out your emotions in a negative way that you don't want to, then there's internal stuff you need to do to fix that. But by all means, if you're someone that enjoys drinking and enjoys, letting loose and just having a good time on a Friday, Saturday night, or whenever you want to drink, by all means, that's fine. But if you find yourself that you're, becoming self-destructive with that behaviour, or you're with that habit, or you're destroying or burning relationships, you know what I mean? Like, for example, there's, some men that when they drink, they start ringing up exes from years ago and abusing them. You know what I mean? And it's sort of like, it's not a good thing, because there's unresolved emotional issues, and then every time they drink, they take out those unresolved emotional issues through behaviour and negative behaviour on that person, rather than dealing with it. Do you see? Well, I hope you understand what I'm saying, and I hope you understand what I mean, and I hope you're got some value out of this, and that you can see how you are in full control of your biochemical responses, and you can be, do and have anything you want like that. All you have to do is understand the mind and do practices that allow you to, take control of those emotional states. Alright, well, I'm going to leave it here, but you guys have an amazing day. Thanks so much. Bye.